I'm going to show you exactly how TJR Trades makes over $1.2 million in profit from his online info coaching business, and exactly how you as either an online coach or creator can do the exact same thing. And I'm going to break this down in a very simple 3-step process that first starts off with generating traffic, nurturing that traffic, and then converting that traffic into buyers. So first of all, who actually am I? Well, I've actually helped generate over $1 million in info coaching sales from a variety of different niches, from BizOp, fitness, dating, and much, much more. So let's actually get on right into it. So he has 2 ways right now of generating traffic. And the reason why generating traffic is important is because people need to know who you are. Before they buy anything, they actually need to figure out who you are. So there's 2 ways in which he's doing this. Most of it is through organic, and then he also has ads on the side. But in order for us to actually break down the ads side of things, we need to understand his organic because it directly feeds into his ad strategy. So let's break that down first. So he starts off with short form content. And the reason why is because it's the easiest way to generate vast amounts of views. And so if we look at his Instagram, he has a massive following of 800,000. Same with his TikTok, almost 800,000 as well. And then if we have a look at the type of content he's actually making, it's a variety of different types of content. So on his Instagram, he tends to make the most of like the casual talking, raw head talking type of content. So he'll just literally point the camera up in his face and just starts talking about random stuff on his mind. And the reason why this is so effective is because it's very, very personal. There's no fancy edits. It's just him talking to the camera. And it almost feels like a FaceTime call, like you're literally directly talking to him. And that builds a lot of trust and is very refreshing in, an age of content where there's just hyper editing and everything. To add to that as well, he flexes lifestyle, shows off exactly, the Ferrari, the lifestyle that he lives. And he also pairs that with brainrot, right? Brainrot genuinely has probably made him a lot of money. Like this type of content of him just doing weird stuff, licking lollipops, right? All of this is just going to generate massive amounts of views. A key example of this is on his TikTok, like how to switch up on your day ones, right? Literally just a meme that got him 3.4 million views, all of which will directly feed into people getting awareness of himself and for knowing exactly who he is. And the other thing as well is he's super, super consistent. Like, look at this, 36 TikToks in one day. I've not seen any creator do this. Like, it's literally just him, like, posting the most random content, but all of this people will eat up and consume and just like him as a person, right? And it's really important for people to like you before they even buy you anything from you. So he's super, super consistent on this. To add to that as well, he also has a clipping account. So this is the main clipping account that he actually owns, 155K followers, really, really effective. And he posts twice a day. And most of these clips are just like funny or viral moments from other platforms he's been on, like podcasts, as you can see here. And this is really, really effective because, again, it's just increasing the brand awareness that he has. So, yeah, a very, very effective content that he's making here. To add to that as well, if we look at his Instagram, he has these 2 posts pinned, and these are essentially just like case studies and reviews of his students and also details about his mentorship. And the reason why he's done this is because as soon as people come to his page, they can see straight away that, he has proof, he has results, and those are really, really important to selling any type of coaching offer, because if you can show people that this actually works for other people, then people will think they can get the same results themselves. And he's done this much more effectively on his Instagram further by having a huge amounts of testimonials. Like literally, if you go onto his page, there's like 6, 7 story highlights of just like results like this, like just pure, really in-depth Discord like results of people talking about their experience in this. And he pretty much posts this daily or every other day. So people are just constantly reminded of the fact that this works for people and that they can also work for themselves. And then he'll often have a sequence at the end. We'll have a call to action to his trading page, which I'll break down in a minute here. So yeah, basically he's generating all of this traffic just to make people aware of who his brand is, right? Because in order for people to actually buy from us, we need 3 things. They need to know us, and they need to like us, and they need to trust us. So this short form strategy here is basically getting people to know him, to understand his presence, that he actually exists. So what he's then doing with all of this traffic is directing it to his YouTube. And the reason why is because in order for people to actually now buy from him, they need to like and trust what he has to say. And this is the process of nurturing people. And so he does this by providing a ton, like literally tons of free value. As you can see, these videos are super long, 56 minutes, 50 minutes of just pure raw value on trading, like 1 hour long. Like people are, and these are getting really, really insane amounts of views. And so what this will do is get people to really see the authority that he has, the fact that he's made, 7 figures from trading, and so that people can get as much value up front as possible. And the reason why this is effective is because if you can make your free value extremely, extremely good, then people will be dying to see what your paid one is, right? Because if the free one's so good, they're like, oh, if I pay him, what else am I going to get, right? So it's really enticing to make your free stuff really, really good. And yeah, he pretty much has a mix of content. So he still does make top of funnel content like this, like buying a Ferrari again, showing off the lifestyle so people can admire and want to get to that stage as well. And so all of which is just going to generate views and also further nurture people. And to add to that as well, the reason why I feel like he's so successful with his content is because he's super, super consistent. Like even in his YouTube, like every like 3 days he's uploading. And he also has a very, very likable character. Like the way he just doesn't care in his content shows that he's not just a guru trying to sell you a course. He's not just giving you value, right? Because that's the thing that I see a lot of coaches do, especially in some niches like trading. They give you so much value, but like they don't actually like show your personal side of yourself, right? People buy into you as a person. They don't often buy into like the value you provide. It's a mix of the two. So if you're lacking on one side, then it's going to reduce the amount of people that will actually buy from you. So he does this really, really effectively. He has a balance between the two. He also has a consistent visual identity. So if you just look at like his content, you just know it's him straight away, the way he's like flexing and also just trolling in his videos. Same with his YouTube, right? These thumbnails are very simple, very, very basic, but you instantly know, cool, this is a TJR value video of him just like live trading. And yeah, pretty much the refreshing authenticity compared to the trading guru. So he just is really, really effective at like creating his own brand of his own image. Then to add to that as well, he also makes appearances on other platforms like WAP and just random podcasts, simply just to make his brand awareness wider, right? And he does this really effectively because like, look at these views, 280K views, 600K views, really, really effective at getting people to know who he is. So they'll like search up his name after that video and then they'll slowly enter his funnel. So that's the organic side of things. And the reason why this is super important is because this gets people to just know who he is and understand him. So if we look at his ads, he's actually running retargeting ads. And the reason why these are so effective is because they're much cheaper than cold traffic ads and it further nurtures that existing audience. So essentially what they are is just videos that are pushed to the audience that already knows him. So they're paid ads directed to people that already follow him and know who he is. And the type of videos he's actually pushing to these people are mostly testimonials. So I had a look. He's running, I think, about like 20 creatives right now. And they're pretty much all just like student results. And they're just repurposed videos of his like viral TikToks of him breaking down like students buying nice cars or making like 300K in profit, I think was one of them, which is an insane testimonial. Like if you imagine yourself as a prospect, you see that someone was mentored by TGR, they made $300,000 or they bought their dream car. That's going to create FOMO. And it's also going to just build so much trust and authority for TGR. And what you'll also notice as well, in these ads, there is no CTA or link. The whole purpose of these ads is just to nurture people and further push them over the edge of just like to going down the funnel. So he's also running ads to his free course, which we'll also break down as well in a second, just to like get people from a wider audience, like the top of the funnel, to go into his content. Because even though he fully relies on organic, it is super helpful to like increase the longevity of your coaching offer by also running ads. Now, he is also running some static ads as well. I'm not sure how much he's spending on these ads, but he's definitely not fully relying on these for traffic. But these would just further like increase like a wider amount of people into his funnel. And I had a look at some of these ads are quite effective for a couple of reasons. As you can see, he's mimicking very trustworthy platforms like Google and ChatGPT, right? If you're looking something up, it's like you trust these platforms. And so it kind of boosts reliability. And it also is a nice pattern interrupt for people that are watching these ads. So really, really effective from here. So that's basically how he's generating traffic, right? He's getting people to know him through this kind of viral content, short form content. Then he's getting people to like and trust him through the long form. And now it's a means of, okay, where is he directing this traffic? So there are multiple links he has, two actually, in fact. And there's two types. One of which is a direct opt-in to kind of like apply to be my student. So it's very, very clear that this is like for his mentorship. And then there's also like how to day trade for free. So like a free lead magnet. So let's first actually break down the free trading. So basically, you come straight to this landing page here. I quite like this image here. It's quite like enticing, but I think you could optimize this page a lot more by making this bigger, like the actual opt-in much bigger, and also adding like case studies, like people like benefiting from the free training, because it's kind of like a very empty page, and he could definitely optimize this more. But yeah, basically, he collects their name, their email, and their phone number, and the reason why is because he's going to capture these details so that the sales team can like use this effectively, and the marketing team to further nurture people and get them onto calls. So with the emails, they'll run email marketing campaigns where they'll talk about TGR's story in more depth. And then that will further increase people, or they'll direct people to watch certain videos of his so that they just get nurtured even more. Then with the phone number, they'll have an entire sales team that hits them up and dials them. And you'll notice he does this repeatedly throughout this process. And I'll explain why this is so effective, because at the end of this funnel, whether you can actually book a call, there's a really cheeky process that he uses to get really committed to people to join. And then with these opt-ins, he like kind of captures all these different people at different points to make sure no lead is left behind. But before we get into that, let's just dive further in. So after you've put your details in, there is one more question he does, which is very tactical as well. He very, very sneakily asks pretty much how much money you have. And he does this in a nice way of saying, how much capital you currently trade with. You can either be on a funded or you have a live account, which basically is a way of finding out how much money you might have. So very, very sneaky indeed. And then like pretty much just a pointless questions here. This is just pretty much pointless as well. It's not really going to do much, but just gets people to like fill things out. So it seems like a genuine question. And then from there, this is actually really tactical as well. Like there's so many cool things he does here. So then you're going to be sent the email for the free course, and he makes it super, super important that like you have to check your promotions and spam, because this is a very common occurrence people have when they have email marketing is people never receive your emails, right? You can have this opt-in, but then people never check their emails because it just goes straight into spam. And he makes it very, very easy for the lead to figure this out and remove it from spam. So he literally has a direct link, 3 different email platforms on like taking you straight to the page. So you don't have to worry about like typing in yourself. He makes it super frictionless, which is very, very effective. And then he just makes you basically open your promotion tab if it's in there and then move it out of that so that so you will receive his emails directly to your inbox. So then from there, obviously you receive the email and then there's a link to the free course. And then it's pretty much just a link to join the WOP. And funnily enough, as soon as you hit join, you're then taken straight to his direct mentorship opt-in page. And we'll get into that in a second. But pretty much in the free WOP, there's just like a video course, which is really important because again, like I said before, if you can provide more free value, it just increases the chances that someone will want to buy your paid stuff. So again, he's just doing this to nurture people so that people can gain as much value from him as possible. So really effective that. Yeah, so now let's have a look at the more direct opt-in. So as you said on the link, it says apply to be my student. So this is people are now very aware of that they will be applying to become mentored by him. And you can see this in the copy on the title. So it's like, this system will create the next wave of profitable trades in 2025 and how you can create his unique approach. And again, how he's made thousands of traders do this, adding more like proof of concept and how they can follow his steps. And another thing I thought was really, really effective is these here. So Trustpilot is, a platform where you can basically leave reviews. And if you have this on your landing page, it's just instant proof, instant testimonials. And also the fact that he was number 1 on WOP just adds so much more frame and authority to that his stuff actually works. So again, you click through join here. We have another opt-in page. And the reason why this is once again for those same reasons, so they can capture those leads that have now entered the funnel so they're not lost and they can be recouped through emails or through the dialing team hitting them up on the phone. So you fill out your details and then you'll be taken to this VSL landing page. And interesting that there's no copy here, like a direct headline. It's just pretty much a step-by-step process. So asking you to watch this blueprint. And this is pretty much just like a standard VSL going over his journey, how he was able to make it with trading. And then he just shows off his crazy lifestyle as well. And then once again, you can see the Trustpilot overviews here, further adding social proof. And then below that, we then have a type form, which is pretty standard. It pretty much just asks you a bunch of questions that are like about trading, like how long you've been trading for, what's your biggest issue, and then after that, financially qualifying you, and then putting in your details from there. So what I think he could improve here, though, is adding way more results. Like he's only got 1 YouTube video of a result of his interview. He should add like 4 or 5 more of these just to show even more proof that he has taught a lot of people to get to this is a crazy result. Like 0 to 93K is a lot, but he's definitely got tons of more. And so I think he should definitely implement these to have like a better conversion. So pretty much you fill out that type form. And then after that, you then be taken to this page here. And this is really, really interesting. I think he switched this up recently, but essentially, in order for you to go ahead and book a call, he now asks for a small entry fee to apply. And he does this to essentially make sure that the leads that are booking in are very, very committed and have high intent. Because as you can imagine, he's going to have a ton of traffic. As you can see, he's got 800,000 followers on Instagram, and he wants the best leads showing up to these closed calendars. So what he does is he gives you 2 options. You can either get this small pay fee, and obviously he adds a bit of value to it by saying you get access to his full course as well. So just more of an incentive to actually buy it. So and then you can either say yes or no. If you say no, you actually get taken to a McDonald's page, which is quite funny, like an application job for careers, basically saying you're broke. And then if you do press yes, you'll be taken to this WOP page to basically add to get access to booking in a call. And the reason why this is effective is this, because essentially a paying prospect in motion will stay in motion. So if someone's paid you $27, $47, like a low ticket amount, you've already overcome an initial hill of trust because they've actually bought something from you. And so once you've done that, they're now going to be on a trajectory of being able to buy more things from you as long as the discrepancy, the difference in value is big. So if someone's paid you $50 and they've gotten good value from it, there is a very high chance that they'll then buy your $500 or even $5,000 ticket price if there is enough value that they can see they'll gain from it. So very, very effective from what he's doing here. But you also might be considering this like, okay, if he's now getting people to pay just before they book in a call, this will surely drop off a lot of people, right? And you're totally correct, right? Because some people will just not want to pay this process. But as you saw repeatedly, he's capturing these details here. So literally at so many points in the funnel in this and also in the type form, he's capturing the leads details, their email and phone number, because he'll have an entire sales team that dials these leads. And as you can see, this is one of like the opt-ins we have from one of our clients that's doing 6 figures a month with one of our trading clients. And we have a similar type of opt-in. So like essentially you'll be able to track all different types of lead and what parts of the stage they've opted in. So from the free Discord to if they didn't book a call and they got through the whole funnel. But basically they'll have a sales team and they'll have a pipeline for every single moment. So basically when people opt in here, then when people opt in here as well, and then also when people opt in on the type form as well. So there'll be 3 different types of opt-ins, all of which they'll have a sales team calling these people up and qualifying them and trying to book them in for a call. And what this means is that none of these leads will actually be lost, because you might think that if people are paying, then they're going to have a massive drop-off, right? Which they definitely will have a drop-off, but the sales team then helps out and recoups those lost people to make sure no lead is left behind, which I think is really, really, really effective. So yeah, pretty much after you've paid that $27, I went ahead and go and did it. You basically just get access to those modules. And then from there, you're basically asked to watch these modules. You're also like booking a call. Pretty simple, just booking a call. And then you're taken to a post-call booking page. He then asks you to confirm your call. So he asks you to go into your emails and click yes. The reason why is because this will be added to your Google Calendar, and you'll also receive a notification reminder if you have Google Calendar installed that you actually have that call. So effective there. Then a small video pretty much setting out the pre-call process. So the importance of showing up to the call. It basically says if you don't show up, you'll get blacklisted. So adding kind of FOMO to not showing up, and then also like letting you know that you'll be head up by members of his team to kind of help you with that pre-call process. So pretty much after this, everything is literally handled by the sales team. So after you've filled out that form and the type form, or you've paid to book in a call, you'll literally will receive a call from a sales team very, very quickly. Either a call or a text message. And ideally, you want this to happen in 5 to 10 minutes, because speed to these is incredibly important, right? Because I think there's like an exponential statistic that basically suggests every like 5-10 minutes, it gets lower and lower and lower on the chance that someone actually hits you up. So it's really, really important that you get people to hit you up, your sales team to hit people up in 5 to 10 minutes. Which he has in place, which makes it really, really effective. So pretty much then a setter runs like a triage, basically does a bit of a discovery, builds a bit of pain before the call to increase, their problem awareness, so the closer can actually capitalize on that. And then also double checks their financial qualification, because the thing with having all these like type forms and having all these like ways of qualifying, like we saw earlier about how much capital you have with trading, is people can lie on these forms, right? That's just the nature of the game. And so by having a sales team, an actual real person talk to them, they can actually fully find out if they were lying and have the specific amount, and then either qualify them, let them go through, or disqualify them from that point. So yeah, then they'll be let through with the closer. They'll be sent over the VSL to watch again. This just makes sure that they're fully aware of exactly what they're getting into and how they can receive help. And then a group chat will be made with the closer and setter to build authority with the closer. And then they'll have a bunch of SMS and email reminders 24 hours before, 12 hours before, and then like an hour before. The setter will manually call them up just to make sure they actually show up to the call. Then from here, the call is pretty much then live, and there's like 2 situations that can happen. They're either closed, they collect the cash, happy days, we win-win, or there's 2 other scenarios. So either no-show, and if they no-show, the setter will then dial them up every day, 7 days in a row to try and recoup them, to try and get them back onto a call. And let's just say if they no-close as well, then the lead will continue to get nurtured with free emails and resources to try and be recouped at a further date. So that's pretty much the process that he has there. Then another thing that he will definitely have in place is a sales tracking sheet, which basically tracks the numbers, because in order for you actually to scale any coaching business, data is incredibly important. Like data-driven decisions are what really allow you to find out what the bottlenecks are. And so this is pretty much done by having the entire sales team track all their processes. So for example, this is what a closer tracking sheet would look like. You basically have the name of the lead, if they were closed, if it was like a deposit, how much cash he was collected on the call, how much revenue was generated. So cash collected being, how much money was actually processed on the call live. So let's say he's charging 4.5K, the prospect paid 2K, that's what that means there. And then any notes to find out if there's any issues with the leads and that kind of thing. And with that, you can pretty much track all the data. So deals lost, the close rate, the no-show rate, and all of which will allow you to find the bottlenecks, right? Because if the show rate is an issue, then bang, we've got to improve our pre-call sales processes. And we actually go much more in depth with our clients with this. We actually have these sales tracking dashboards where we can track everything. And I literally mean everything, like the close rate, the show rate, the cash per live call, the outbound lead to booking rate, the average dials per day, the connect rate with the dials and the sales team. So we can figure out if there's an issue with the software we're having. And we have this for all different departments of the sales team. So we have the DM setters, we also have the dialers as well. And all of this allows us to hit those consistent six figures with our clients so that we can really track any issues if there's any bottlenecks with the sales process, with setters not hitting KPIs, with show up rates being an issue. And we do all of this to kind of track everything, because that's exactly how you can scale your coaching business, is by tracking the data. Couldn't make that more important enough. So yeah, that's pretty much the process that TJR is using to generate $1 million with his coaching business. If you want to see these systems implemented yourself, if you're either a coach or creator that sees all these systems and you're not sure how you can implement them, book in a call down below. I can show you exactly how we could maybe come in and implement these similar systems and help you scale your coaching business if you either have an existing audience and you're not sure how to monetize, or you have one and you want to help scaling it further. So pretty much just book a call down below. If you have any questions, you can also message me on Instagram and be more than happy to help. But yeah, that's pretty much everything from me. So take care and peace.